When health is absent, wisdom cannot reveal itself. Art cannot manifest. Strength cannot fight. Wealth becomes useless. And intelligence cannot be applied. Radio Life presents The Health Way. Maximum information for making wise health and lifestyle decisions.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Atlanta, Georgia, and every state of the United States who is watching us along with other countries. Radio Life is on the Health Wave. It's 6 o'clock Eastern Time, and I am happy to welcome everyone who is here with us tonight. My name is Victoria Barayev, and my special guest in the studio tonight, the founder of Natural Body Spa Shoppe, Cici Coffee. Good evening, Cici.
Good evening.
Thank you so much for being here with us tonight, for accepting our invitation.
Oh, what a joy.
Thank you. And for the next hour, you have a chance to call the studio at 770-727-0777 in case you have a question to me or to Cici, or you can write to our website at radiolive.online or simply to our Facebook page, and we'll be more than happy to answer your questions. Cici, so this is Natural Body's 29th birthday, and we're so happy to celebrate it with you. And thank you so much for accepting this invitation to celebrate it with us tonight.
What an honor. We're actually in our 30th year. So
Can you believe that?
The 29th on the 13th.
Yes. Natural Body Spa Shoppe is pretty famous, at least in Georgia, with several locations. And I hope many people know about Natural Body. I hope many women and girls who are listening to us, who are watching us tonight, have been to a spa before, have had a spa experience, hopefully at Natural Body.
I hope so.
Hope so. Hopefully had a treatment. If not, so you're missing out on a big piece of your pampering routine. I hope after this episode you'll want to pick up the phone, call one of your locations, and schedule an appointment for yourself.
Because if you don't take care of your body, where are you going to live?
Where are you going to live? We'll talk about this soon.
All right.
But to begin with, I'd like to say a few words about the history of the spa. What is spa? Believe it or not every woman knows what spa is. Even though spa is a big piece of the wellness movement nowadays, some women still have not had this experience. But I wanted to say that whether you know about spa, what spa is or not, spa concept goes way back to the prehistoric times, when people used all these long-standing health practices in order to treat themselves. There used to be a belief that health has to, like, curative properties of mineral waters were very useful for treating different ailments. Even Hippocrates was talking about it, saying that at the root cause of all the ailments and illnesses, there is an imbalance in the bodily fluids, right?
True, exactly.
So this is how he said people should be getting therapeutic aromatherapy massage and, with some aromatherapy bath every day. So tonight we're burning a special essential oil here in the studio.
It's beautiful. Wish you could smell it.
Yes, you can smell it, to get into this feeling of a spa atmosphere, so to speak. And we're burning Harmony Blend with lavender, clary sage, and geranium, very balancing.
Mm-hmm.
And rosemary also, a little bit of rosemary.
A little stimulating, keep me awake.
To keep us awake, to keep us invigorated.
Energized.
Rosemary is great for blood circulation.
Yeah.
To improve blood
flow.
circulation, blood flow.
It's good for studying.
Good for studying too. So going back to the history of spa, this concept of the connection between the water and the health has existed and evolved into this way of calling spa is a spa. And they don't know when exactly this connection happened. And there is a couple of versions of the etymology of the word spa. So one is called from the Latin acronym Salus per Aqua, meaning health from water. Right? So the other version states that the word spa comes from the Belgian village. Spa was called spa when Roman soldiers were using the properties of mineral waters from natural springs to treat their wounds from a battle. And this was so interesting, right? But it doesn't matter where it came from, the term. It still evolved into this practice of people coming to the natural springs for healing, to heal whatever health ailments they had. So eventually this Belgium spa village became a Belgium spa city or spa town with a very well-known wellness center there. And then talking about the United States, the first day spa, a real day spa, was introduced by Elizabeth Arden in 1910 in New York. You know that, right?
Sure.
Right? Yes, so it was called the Red Door Salon in Manhattan. So they offered facials, nail services, massage, I believe, also. And then it's not until 1980s when the true modern concept of spa started to evolve, right? And that's when spas started to open, and not too many people heard about spas back then, but since that time on, for the next 20 years, I would say, it was still considered something for wealthy women. Only wealthy women could go there and have a spa experience or celebrate their birthdays there. Nowadays, spas are very famous and very well known.
Common.
Common.
Not
yes.
a jacuzzi.
It's not a jacuzzi, right? So going back to the 1980s, exactly 1989, a young woman, very promising, by the name Cici Coffee, decided to start her own spa business. And she was so brave because back then hardly anyone knew, especially in Georgia, what spa is. So Cici, going into this business decision, wasn't it not risky for you?
Well, at 24,
wow, 24.
At 24, you don't know risk, right? I didn't
perhaps.
have anything really to risk. When you're that young, you don't really, unless you're very fortunate, accumulate wealth that you're concerned about, and you're really willing to roll up your sleeves and build it out and paint it.
And you're full of energy. And
yes, yes, before Rosemary.
Right, even before Rosemary. So why did you decide to start a spa business?
Well, I was in the health food industry, and the commissions that we received were much higher on the makeup and the beautiful cosmetics that were out there. Yet if you went into the Riches and the big department stores of the day, you didn't see all these gorgeous products. They were all mass marketed, not really concerned for the environment or animal cruelty or care about what women put onto their skin. And I knew skin is the largest organ of your body, and it takes in the makeup and that kind of stuff like food. And back then, a lot of people didn't realize it. Now you have smoking cessation patches and hormone patches. So I think the consumer of the day really understands, how much goes through your skin transdermally. And but I knew it back then because that's what I was selling when I talked about the relationship the vendor had to the product and why they weren't testing on animals and why they cared about what you put onto your skin and toxic preservatives. And so I became very impassioned about trying to get this product in front of the consumer, predominantly women. And also I was a animal rights person, so
yeah, so
cruelty-free was part of the beauty.
You had a great message to bring out into this world. And I know that the company has a very strong mission statement or the philosophy. You just said it in the beginning. Would you repeat that, please?
If you don't take care of your body, where are you going to live?
I love that. I love that. And you know, it takes a very strong statement to remain untouched after 29 years and continue to lead the company, whether the good times or bad times. And I know that to this day, the whole company is led by this strong statement.
It is. Our core values have never changed. You know, when I was 24, I could not articulate what sustainability was, but we were always talking about wellness of people, the caring of our staff, and caring for the community. And we knew if we didn't operate, you know, for cash flow or profitability, we would not be sustainable. And today, that's what the sustainability movement is, you know, 3 core principles of people, planet, profit. And I think that fast forward 29 years later has been a value and a core and what has really been a message that our staff has embraced and our consumers embrace and the community embraces, because we care about all those things equally.
And the message is very simple but very clear. So how did you come up with the name Natural Body?
Well, when going back to sales 31 years ago, the what we called health and beauty care was a department. So when I went to trade shows to represent the makeup that we were, the brokerage company that I was working for was selling, that's the area that I predominantly worked in, because I was really passionate about doing makeovers for women and show them how beautiful they can look using natural mineral-based makeup. And so anyway, it was basically an aisle at the time. Now there's so many beautiful products that are out there, and even the indie industry has become really popular, where you can find ingredients on the internet that are of good core quality and not tested on animals, and do all the research to assemble what could be your own product line. So, you know, I just grabbed a hold of Natural Body as part of what I thought was going to be a vast industry.
You know, it's also a simple name, but very bright. You know, simple, but
you can
bright.
do a lot with it.
You can do a lot with it, exactly.
People want to take it from the website all the time, but we've protected it.
Good. So what was your mission statement? Not the mission statement, I mean more the vision for the company when you first started, and what is your vision today?
Without giving trade secrets? Yeah, sure. It's pretty simple. Back when we first started was really just taking what I loved about the natural body care industry and taking it out of a health food store or a GNC, because those of the day were predominantly focused on food and nutrition, and I thought it was important to get really focused on what the concept was going to be, and it was going to be all about clean products, cruelty-free companies that shared a passion about the environment and what they were doing to the environment, and I could take those personal philosophies and values and put them into what would be the focus and the mission of the company for years to come. And they've not changed, they've not wavered.
So after 29 years, can you say that the initial vision was fulfilled? Or has it been, or is it still?
Oh, without a doubt, it's still evolving. We, as a company, we continually want to be leaders in the environmental movement and sustainability. So we're constantly looking at business strategies and how can we be smarter about the materials we use in the spa to not be wasteful? Or how can we, grow to 15 locations and, open a lead interior design for energy efficiencies and the wellness of the occupants to have really good clean air. Our last facility that we built to a platinum certification, which is the highest interior design in our industry, and perhaps people have done it, but in 2008, that's when we built the Brookhaven location, and that is a very high standard, the highest standard that you can do in environmental considerations about your design, reclaim wood, recycle content, not
impressive.
Toxic ingredients.
Very impressive.
And it's interesting that the staff in that location, we've done some wellness studies, and outside companies have tested and reviewed our staff, and they're reportedly healthier than any of our other locations. And I do believe it's because the indoor air quality in that spa is better than the outside in nature.
Exactly. So you just said
in Atlanta, granted.
At least, yes.
At least in Atlanta.
You just said that you have 15 locations.
Mm-hmm.
Where are they?
Well, we have 4 different concepts. So when I say 15, I give my team that does an amazing job on our website, full credit for managing. It's bigger than the store, the online sales of gift cards, and they sell to all over the United States. It's typically to a recipient in one of our existing spas, which is Jacksonville, a good part of Atlanta, and outside the perimeter, and then also a couple locations in Chattanooga. We did have to downsize some during the recession, but we've strengthened our portfolio, and we have a really strong real estate, and the economy seems to be coming back faster for our industry, which is very promising. And we've been trying a few new concepts, deconstructing pedicures, which is the 10-10 concept, and that's our nail bar, 10 fingers, 10 toes. And so we based that model on allowing the customer, which we're finding we're getting a lot more men interested in pedicures, because they don't want to run around with flip-flops and ugly toes, right? Or someone's going to tell them.
Yes.
So we're seeing them come in more and more, and it's not necessarily the metro guy, or we're seeing older gentlemen that really just enjoy the pampering and how good good massage and helps the circulation of the legs, a little bit reflexology, and the way we deconstruct it is allow you to really relax in the soaking areas and enjoy that experience. Often you go to a quick polish change place and they put your feet in, and it's really just to sanitize, and then they pull it out and you're like, oh, that felt so good. How come I just can't stay in this hot water with bubbles,
I want to stop broadcasting right now and take you and go to the spa, to the Natural Body Spa.
Let's go.
To get my feet done.
The 1010, the closest, I think, to here is in Snellville at the Avenues Web Gym.
So can you tell a little bit more about this 10-10, 10
fingers 10 toes, 10-10 nail bar. So that was an idea of deconstructing things that we thought could be better in a manicure pedicure environment, and that's the quality of the polish, staying away from formaldehydes and some of the preservatives that are toxic, being careful about how you remove the polish. But even more important to that for us was making sure that all the implements were sanitized. So we brought in, almost 10 years ago, autoclaves, as if you were in a dentist office. So all the metal implements are sanitized, just like in a doctor's office. and they're put into a hermetically sealed pouch that changes colors and identifies when something's been appropriately sanitized. And then those implements are open in front of the customer. All the paper and disposables we cut in half for our environmental, message, and then we give them to you. So if you bring them back, you get a discount for recycling your own disposables and reusing them.
You may have mentioned it, but maybe I just didn't hear right. Do you use a regular nail polish in the service?
Yes.
So that's a
we
regular...
will do a natural nail. We can do a buff, but polish is really hot right now. We try to choose polish
less toxic
that are less toxic. And the neat thing for us, my team, and the folks out running the spas, is because Natural Body has such a big voice in the non-toxic sustainability arena. We can carry some weight, so we started out being out loud, and companies like OPI, that's really popular, took out some of the toxic ingredients and continue to improve what they're doing. Or we can carry a big stick and say to some companies, why are you using this foam to pack your materials and to ship when this material is lighter? Or you can recycle your filler inside your boxes.
That's great. You have this voice in the industry.
And people are responsive. They want to, they want our business, which is helpful. When you get over 10 units, you can start to ask people to be more responsible without them thinking you've got too much ego, or
True.
They're odd because they demand this of us. I think the industry now is starting to demand it, and we were one of the founding seed spas for the Green Spa Network, and it's member based. There's thousands in it now. And when we started, there were only 5 of us that put the money in to get this nonprofit going, and it was designed just for like this conversation, to be able to get out and voice to others in the industry that even though spa sanatus per agua is the way we say it, is all about health and wellness, it can be a very, there was a period of time like in history that you were talking about when it was extremely hedonistic. It was only the wealthy that ate too much and indulged too much and needed to go to a spa to detox, right?
Exactly.
And take the waters. And now, now we can talk about just how to start out more healthy and to eat food that is going to, feed your body, not necessarily your emotions.
Exactly.
And
yes. How many of the 10 locations are there in Atlanta?
We have, we do manicures and pedicures in all of our locations, but this newer concept, we just have 3.
Okay. But manicures and pedicures are done in the spa, in all the spa locations?
Yes.
Great.
Those are more of a luxury spa experience where, you're in a zero gravity chair, you're reclined, and we get a lot of guys that love that.
Great. So ladies and gentlemen, if you want to get, and I know many of you do want to get a natural manicure and pedicure done, now you know where to call and make an appointment. Please go to the naturalbody.com and choose your location to make an appointment with one of the Natural Body specialists for a natural manicure and pedicure. This is just one part of the big Natural Body experience that we can get there, right? Including facials, massage, and some other treatments. So what are the other?
Therapeutic massage, and we do pretty much all the modalities in that massage vein. Therapeutic is what we're most known for, often winning awards year over year, and we predominantly hire seasoned therapists that we vet ourselves, and so they would only be onboarded if they passed our strict test of, being able to go through the different modalities and have multiple certifications and years of experience.
Great, awesome. So you can get a body rub and other things.
Yeah,
Not
we started
massage,
a new
whole
service last year. Well, we've done body wraps and scrubs and that kind of stuff traditionally for decades. But what I like to do is kind of follow the food movement and what is interesting to people, like, deconstructing the typical pedicure and making it special. We also follow what is seasonal in food. And so for like Mother's Day, we're running a special right now that has blueberry and some of the treatments and mango. And so often it's, what is fresh, what is of the season without having a noisy blender in a spa, but, reaching out to our partners like Eminence and saying, what is fresh, what is seasonal, what are you promoting, and having them come in for our events, like our celebration in a couple of weeks, where we honor our ambassador customers and recognize them for 29 years of support. Our vendors will come in and educate on the products that we use in treatment and talk about their ingredients and, what's special about the mangosteen facial right now, or the Sweet Cheeks blueberry body treatment.
Wow. You're teasing me. Talking
Are you
about
hungry?
food. I'm hungry for a service at Natural Body.
There you go.
For the treatment
That's a
at
good
Natural
plug.
Body.
Thank you for that.
But talking about food, I know you've been to the food industry before, to the food business, before you started Natural Body. And my passion is all about food and nutrition.
Sure.
And I always believe that the right skincare starts from the inside the body.
Yeah,
right?
you're exactly right.
Exactly. So at some point I even developed a course for estheticians, because I strongly believe that every esthetician should know more about food and nutrition in order, if not give a professional recommendation, but at least be in tune and communicate some message to the client to educate them. So I developed a course, and I taught that course for a few years in the skincare schools in Atlanta. I wanted to know your opinion. In your opinion, where is the place of food and the place of skincare? Because I always thought that food would be the priority, and then skincare. You know how some women eat well, but they don't take care of their skin, thinking, food will take care of it. And some women are the opposite. So they will put nice cream. They care about what they put on their skin, but they don't care much about what they eat.
Right.
So what's your opinion about that?
Well, that's why we always go back to trying to help our customer understand why skincare should be as clean as the food you eat, for that very reason. So, systemically, anything that you put on your body is going to go through your system anyway. So, fortunately, there's a big health wave, and people are understanding ingredients, and the culinary world is so talked about, and things that cause, a histamic response internally will, show up in their skin. And originally, I was the esthetician when we first started, and I read books about like Mishu Kushu, Your Face Never Lies, and understanding how to read that, if there were breakouts like on the cheeks, usually I could ask the customer, sometimes they smell like smoke, but you could say it looks like you're having
lungs,
yes, the connection there. Today, sometimes it's more about when's the last time you sanitized your phone, especially with teenagers.
Wow. Yes.
And I could do something, I could say, like I could look at a teenager or a mom when, like the last time was at a farmer's market, and the mom said, Cici, what can you do for this, acne here on the right side of his face? It looks good on the other side. And so I'd ask the guy, are you right-handed? And they'd be like, well, how did you know? Yes, I'm right-handed. And I'd say, well, you know, when's the last time you sanitized your phone? Because the
Makes
phone's
sense.
one of the dirtiest places.
It goes everywhere with us.
Yeah, the floorboard of your car when you're hiding it, and so yeah, you're taking whatever you brought in on your shoes and into the floor mat, and then it goes on your phone, and then you put it on your beautiful skin that's harbors bacteria.
Sure. How else do you educate your client, your customer? Because I'm sure that people that come to Natural Body, you have pretty regular clients that come to the locations for their services. They don't only come for good pampering, but they also come because they trust Natural Body, because they understand the value of good skincare, of proper eating. What do you do? I'm sure you educate your clients somehow. How do you do that?
I hope so. I mean, this would be an example through social media and, talking to people, and, that would just be one example. But at our anniversary party in a couple of weeks, we'll have all of our product vendors that are of like mind, that know that ingredients are important, and the majority of them are eco-certified. They manage the chain of custody, where they know every ingredient, how it got into their product, so they really care. And within that, you usually find core values that are important to overall health and wellness. From the way they treat the environment and their packaging and their passion, but often I find they're all very food excited and focused and ingredient sensitive and looking for organic, because if they're putting organic ingredients into a line like Eminence, for example, if they're talking about products should be as clean as the food you eat, they would be hypocritical to then not follow the same
standards.
Story.
Do you know, this question came up in my head, do you know approximately what is the percentage? I'm sure that the client that comes to Natural Body must be a health conscious client, knowing that he comes to a spa of such a standard. What is the percentage of your client that is health conscious? Do you know? I just wonder. I mean, by observance.
No, by observance.
Would be hard to tell.
I would just be guessing. I would say a good bit of them are they buy into the experience and the quality of the service. They care about the ingredients and where the ingredients are derived. They trust us. So I think it's a combination of all those things.
And I bet Natural Body, by keeping up to their standard, by offering all of these things, I'm sure Natural Body makes such an influence on people who come to the spa. And even if they were not health conscious before, they will become by coming to such a spa.
I've been told that they do.
I'm sure.
And often our estheticians will go on and find careers in something that is wellness oriented. Many of them, many of the estheticians go on to study nutrition. They realize how important, and they hear the clients. I think often an esthetician really understands how patterns affect the skin, because they're seeing them with so much more frequently than a doctor may be, who sees you, once
every 6 months or
for
so.
hopefully a wellness visit.
Right.
If you're regular in caring for your body and your skin, then we see you, monthly. An esthetician, could see someone 6 to 12 times a year. So they know everything about them. They know what they eat. They know when they rest. They know if their neck aches, that maybe they're bending over and not having proper ergonomics, in their lifestyle, at the desk jobs predominantly. We learn a lot, and we can share what we think would help them make better decisions. And after a while, people, it's like, how long are you going to look at a saying like, if you don't take care of your body, where are you going to live?
Sure,
and all of a sudden you wake
sure.
up and you're, overweight or obese, and you say, well, I work for this company, or I see them all the time, and finally that message, kicks in, and you make a lifestyle change. And I hear about those things a lot. There's a good story on our website too from our graphics artist that she talks about, her story of looking at that message so frequently as she was doing materials for us, and finally it hit her, and she said, I better start taking care of my body. I haven't
Of course,
jumped into this,
Just that mission itself can make such an influence. If you walk into the store so many times, and every time you come, you see, if you don't take care of your body, where are you going to live? At some point, it's going to hit you. Where am I going to live if I don't take care of my body?
Same with your house or your car,
Sure.
right? You
Same
think about
thing.
those things more than some people do. Think about those things as a priority over taking care of themselves, and
And isn't it so nice to have a specialist and as like a personal esthetician who knows everything about you, who cares about you, and who you can come and relax with. And
some people cry.
Some people cry, I know.
Yeah.
And you can get a good advice, you can get some piece of wisdom. So I'm sure you have, I know, I've been to
Yes.
Natural Body, that people who work there are very nice and caring people. Very nice and caring
Good,
people. In terms of when we started talking about facials, what skincare lines do you offer, do you carry there?
Well, we are careful to partner with our sponsors through the nonprofit, because we know we can trust them. Many of them are EcoCert. So all of our key lines are silver and gold sponsors of the Green Spa Network. And if you're not in any of the states where we have spas, you can use that as a resource to find other spas that you could value and trust for their ability to be smart about their selection of ingredients. So our partners in Natural Body are Eminence predominantly, Naturopathica, Juralique, Aspect, and recently in our new med spa, Cosmetics.
So, and you know where the product comes from. People that go to Natural Body can trust the product, and that's what's used in the services, in the facials.
Well, every single one of those companies started with women who either had acne or wanted to have help people in their family that had chronic disease be better. And then so they took their passion as therapists and people that valued ingredients and understood how important ingredients were to help take care of their family member or themselves or their own acne condition. And they, a heritage, or so later some of the children are continuing on with running these companies, and many of them have been doing it as long as I have.
Dear friends, this is so impressive. Please note what a passion can do, what passionate women can do in the industry. Creating such companies that can raise their voice in the industry and make a big change in the world. Isn't it amazing? And I just wanted to remind you that this is Victoria Barayev and Cici Coffee, the founder of Natural Body Spa and Shop. You can go to the Natural Body Spa and Shop website, naturalbody.com, and find your location and book your service. You'll be happy about it. Cici, I wanted to also ask you, we talked about 1010. What are other concepts that exist in the Natural Body? You do so much there. What is there anything else that we don't know about? We talked about facials, we talked about nail services, massage, body treatments.
We've 2 decades ago, we started to be interested and try, some of the technologies that were out there. Like we brought in laser hair removal, and a lot of our customers really wanted it because you get results faster if you have too much hair, which often women have conditions or guys have conditions, and they don't want it on their backs, and so our customers were asking for it, and we brought it in, and yet it just didn't seem like it really fit into the spa. It was noisy, and the hair smells when it's being lasered, and we wanted to really stay true to our core values at Natural Body. So fast forward, no pun intended, with all the light therapies that are out there, but light years forward, the equipment is just so much more, excuse the association, but it's just sexy. They look like slender robots. They're more quiet. They're safer. They're computer operated. And
is it becoming more and more popular?
Oh, without a doubt. I think yeah, I think that the equipment is increasing in the popularity, and the equipment also has like cooling gels or gels that you use to do what could be thought of as semi-painful of an experience. It's not the way that was 20 years ago, and so we thought finally the technology has matched the reason we left it 20 years ago, and so we've started a new concept called Skin Remedy.
Wow.
And Remedy is spelled REMEDI. You can go to skinremedy.com and check out our first Medi Spa. It's doctor, it's medical doctors oversight and advisory, and all the main technicians that they start out being a physician assistant or an RN, and then we have clinically experienced estheticians doing some of the more aggressive peels, the Jesners and what have you, and the customer is really embracing it. It's interesting that it's in the location near our Morningside spa in Atlanta. That spa is doing better, because I think what was happening before, we might keep a client for some of the body treatments, or if the laser equipment didn't work on them because of their hair color and skin tone, they still would come in for waxing or all the beautiful products that we sell, or the therapies, the hot stones and the wraps and all that. But we were losing them to doctors' offices for things that are minimally invasive, but still in that kind of medical spa arena. And we could do it in a very relaxing, safe environment. We have memory foam, tables, and
this is only one medical spa in the
just
Natural
one
Body.
Under our brand. We're about to open in Alpharetta, our second location, and that will be in conjunction with Natural Body. So we'll be intently focused on body therapies in an even heightened therapeutic way. We're doing hemp-based,
but under the doctor's
anti-inflammatories.
supervision.
The body therapies, no, but the Skin Remedy, yes. It will still be a physician assistant, a doctor, and then you've met Grace before. She's our RN that is running the operations of the facility, and then we have a risk manager. Yes.
Great, awesome. So I'm sure this is going to become very popular very soon.
Yeah, it's exciting. We're having fun with it.
Great, you have so much more to do in the industry. It's awesome. So I also know that...
Give me the rosemary.
Rosemary, sure. You need some
some
Blood
aromatics.
circulation, aromatics. Yes,
That's nice.
my question was about aromatherapy next. I know that Natural Body goes hand in hand with aromatherapy.
It always has, right?
Always has. So how do you use it? How does your client uses it?
Well, we've
What's done
used
with
it
it?
in a variety of ways. And, like you were speaking to, health through water, or taking the waters. The history of spa was always very important to us to understand what is SPA, the Sonatas per Agua, or health through water, and how do you do that without the Turkish baths or the the sulfur ocean, or that kind of thing that is not right in the middle of Atlanta. So it was important to us to continue to focus on the ocean within, but do it through algae-based products and salinic ingredients that by the way don't go bad, which you didn't need preservatives. And then
That's amazing, right?
yeah, it was just, I still have some stuff from back 15 years ago that I just pulled out. It's a sea mist, and sprayed it, and I'm very sensitive to rancid oils.
My Leak essential oil blend
It's still
is
beautiful,
15
right?
years old.
Yes,
Still
yes.
beautiful.
So the same, you have antibacterial properties, analgesics. Something like a tea tree or melaleuca is like a whole medicine cabinet, for a teething baby to little baby mounts on your finger, rub, and it's kind of numbing and soothing. Antibacterial, good for wounds, that kind of thing.
And I know people can come and make their own blends to take home.
Sinus blend.
Sinus blend. one of the
29 years
popular-
ago is still one in the top 10 of bestsellers, and we use that for a treatment that we call sinus. So I was going to say sinus blend. It's the sinus massage. So it's really good during this allergy season.
Still
So
one
we
of the
do
most
lymphatic
important.
drainage, all the things the same. But then you put the different drainage aromas through, like sinus blend, for example, on the anointing points and on the back of the kidneys, and it helps create drainage systemically, just like a transdermal patch for smoking or hormones might do. And we do that in the service.
That's
along with
great.
lymphatic
Awesome.
drainage. Yeah.
And I know that each location has a front store, right? So people get treatments and skincare products are used in the services, but then they can come out and then take whatever they need home with them for the home regimen.
We hope they do.
Many of
We
them
have to
do,
educate
I'm
them,
sure.
but yes, they do.
So the estheticians educate people in the services about the products. But then I know that there are other things offered in the retail area. What are some of them?
Well, like the essential oils, we always wanted to have that sensory experience, and so aromatics were always so important. From the oil burner, and now they have some that are warming or do gentle mist with water, and there's so much out there in that spa home space in general that we can continue to provide a good selection. So we use it in all the services, and as was our motto, taken from when I was in sales, brought into the spa, sampling cells, and we had everything that we used in treatment you could try and then buy if you like. So we didn't start off thinking we were starting a spa, and we had to do research, and there was no internet, back
then,
back in
of
'88
course.
when we were designing our concept. It was really taking a sampling program that I had used selling in the industry through trade shows and at the vitamin stores were my clients at the time, and I said, well, I've got to be able to put these products on customers, and then they'll buy it. And when I did a demo for a vitamin store, health and nutrition, etc., the clients would always buy, and then I would leave, and the vitamin stores would not sell the product. It was usually behind lock and key. And I thought, I've got to get it out behind lock and key when I open a store with a sample room in the back. And that sample room became so popular in less than a year, we had turned it into a full-service day spa. A year later, opened a Buckhead, and the story just kept going from there.
Yeah, I know. To this day, Natural Body does a lot of sampling. People just come and try, can I try this product? Can I try that product? That's awesome that you can do that.
Yeah, our partners are better. And, you know, the industry just in general is so different almost 30 years later. You know, foil packing and machinery and putting samples together where a client can just...
Before we didn't have that.
No, we were taking everything and
Small,
using it
cups.
on them. It's like, let me let you see how great this smells and feels, and don't you love it? And then, you know, you go home and you're like, honey, how does it smell to you? Oh, it smells beautiful. Go buy it.
You have locations not only in Georgia, don't you?
We're in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and Jacksonville, Florida. And then we sell our gift cards all over the United States.
Do you plan to open more outside of Georgia?
Yeah, I hope we grow in the states where we are in. Maybe adding the skin remedy to our existing spas. Probably growing and getting back into our own private label. And then expanding in the markets where we already are, because that's just easier on our operations team and the management.
Wow, Cici, after 29 years, you have so much more to do. Take another sniff of rosemary. You need so much more energy.
You should be selling this on your show.
Right. Maybe we should. That's a great idea.
Go to naturalbody.com.
Go to naturalbody.com. Find all you want to know about aromatherapy, about services like facials, nail services, and massage and body treatments, and get pampered. Don't wait to pick up your phone and call your closest location. And we'll do the same after we're done with the broadcast. Let's go to the spa.
Okay.
Great. Cici, I wanted to know, personal question. If you had a choice to go to either a spa or to a gym to do some fitness, what would you choose?
Oh, spa.
But
I might walk there.
All right. You might walk there?
I might walk there.
Oh, yeah. So you'll get some workout? Do both.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I can agree with that. I would probably choose a spa too.
I hope so.
And if I go to a spa, I would choose a facial, a massage, a body treatment, nail services, and anything else you can offer me.
A heated stone?
Heated stone massage. How
we might
wonderful.
want it cold soon.
Wow.
It's almost 90 here already. Can you believe it?
Yes, but still, a hot stone massage, for me personally, is good any time of the season.
Yeah, why not, right?
Why not? Sure. Yes, wonderful. Well, I think our show is coming almost to an end, and I wanted to ask you, using this opportunity, what would you like to wish to our audience?
I wish you all a lifetime of wellness and massage and
a facial?
And a facial. Yes.
Great.
Please come see us.
Please come see Natural Body anytime you feel like you need some pampering. Anytime you feel like you want to talk to someone, or you need some good advice about your healthy lifestyle, Natural Body is the right place. And I also wanted to take an opportunity and congratulate the company once again on almost 30th birthday, 29 years. You're still young and beautiful, and you have so much more to do.
I was 12 when I started.
You were 12 when you started?
No, 24.
Yes.
24.
But I wanted to present you this wonderful mug from Radio Life with our logo, and you can enjoy it during your breaks at work or take it home.
Live, listen, laugh. That's a great motto.
That's a great motto, yes. And please think about this wonderful broadcast that we had together.
Oh, it was fun.
And
Thank
I
you.
hope we can celebrate together in a year again.
Great.
To do some more shows. I'm sure people might have questions to you. I'm sure they will remember you,
I hope so.
you know, for the year from now. And we can do another wonderful celebration. And for now, I'd like to thank everyone for listening and watching. And I wanted to leave you in good health. Please stay on the health wave and come back to us next Thursday at 6 o'clock. Good night.
Good night.
Это было в Испании. Стояли очереди за счастьем. Счастье отпускали взвешенным заранее в фунтиках, кулечках, поделенное на части в порции. Каждой было стеклышко с радугой, пучок душистой травы, сласти, медная монетка, молочный зуб. Словом, 100 граммов счастья